Welcome everybody to today's stream. I hope you all had a nice start in your weekend. And I guess let's go for maybe some guild stuff today. So we want to upgrade our guild. Welcome, Aote. So we want to upgrade our guild, and to do so, the first thing would be to increase, of course, our level to get a guild hall. Guild hall is very important. And you can do that by increasing your favor. So there are multiple things that you can do. I think 30 minutes for 8k PvP rank points is easily doable, but I need some players for that. So I think maybe we will do something later as just a small community PvP match in unranked or so, with as many people as we can get in one match, and then get this mission easily just by doing one or at maximum 2 PvP matches. Will be really easy. And then we can have enough points to buy the guild hall, which we might unlock later. Let's see. First, wait for some people to show up that are interested in doing some PvP with me. And in the meantime, I guess we do some world versus world. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. And very importantly, be sure to enter the giveaway. ! ticket in the chat for 100 gold giveaway. And yeah, would be sad to miss out. You have the only thing that you have to be, only condition is you have to be a follower on Twitch, and subscribers get double the luck. Let's open some chests before we go into world versus world. If you use this item here, you can get both of the chests here every single day. Makes it really easy. It's a gold or so that I get here in a matter of a second. Well, 10 seconds, so to say. It's called Prototype Position Rewinder. You can get it from Sandswept Isles. It's really, really good. So I also wanted to come up with a new build for World vs. World. I was thinking about bringing a build for Mesmer, because Mesmer, I feel like in World vs. World, is either really bursty or is just a pure support. And if you want to play a mix, especially in Zergs, it's almost impossible. So I wanted to come up with a build that does exactly that. So just some kind of hybrid damage dealer with support elements, which is classically really strong in cloud situations. So where you don't really have a full squad, which is perfectly organized, where typically a support and a DPS would be better. But when you don't have that, you don't have full supports running around, and you just run around like headless chickens, then typically it's better to have some self-sustained builds that also can buff their allies and deal some damage. So just check of all trades builds. And I wanted to come up, or at least see if I can come up with such a build for Mesmer. So let's see if we can do this. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. If I can, of course. So I wanted to play some Mesmer. Swap to Mesmer. So for roaming on Mesmer, there are actually multiple options that you can play. One of them would be a Spear Mirage, similar to the build in PvP, that is really, really offensive, has amazing burst, but almost no sustain. It's a really good roaming build, but it's not the classical build where you can sustain 1v3s and maybe even win them. It's something like that. The Signal of Illusions in World vs. World is perfectly fine, so they did not nerf it, which is fun, so that it's still perfectly usable here. But I'm not sure if I want to run this build. And in classical Zerg gameplay, you use a lot of super speed and stability access. So there are a lot of very strong skills in your set, but you are full support. You don't have any damage. You can't really do anything without proper teammates that deal damage. So I wanted to come up with a Zerg build that does both of those things, or at least a middle ground. So let's see if I can come up with something. Welcome, Kingslayer. So, regarding the next balance patch, I'm pretty sure that the next balance patch will happen in early February. Because they said there will be a balance patch before the next big update, but not in January. So that only leaves February. I would say the beginning of February, so we will probably get a preview of the patch quite soon, I hope. Because they normally do it around 3 weeks or so before the patch releases, so I would say it's probably, yeah, like I said, early February. Hope that answers your question. Yeah, the roadmap says January, but, or at least I would say they told us that it will be in January, but, or at the end of January, but they, like I said, they typically release it 3 weeks before they release the patch. They show us the preview. And if it's 3 weeks now, January is over. So I think it will just be really early in February. I think they will delay it for a week or something. I think the roadmap is not completely set in stone. I hope they make it so that they better have really good changes and updates than just pushing them out for perfect time. Yeah, if there's no preview lags, I'm really disappointed, because I think the previews are one of the highlights of the interaction with the community and developers. So I really hope that they come with some nice preview, because I think the previews were always really good. But that, of course, yeah, you're totally right. It might be that it will not happen. Yeah, sure. And it could be also end of January, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm just an optimistic person, and I have to be honest. I'm talking a little bit here, not only copium, but also it's my theory about how the game is currently progressing. Is they are in maintenance mode with Guild Wars 2, and 50% of the team is working in Guild Wars 3. So I hope that they will, now that there are some leaks or some rumors around, answer to them this year, and will also tell us that, for example, there will be an early access next year for Guild Wars 3, I'm talking. And that would be so insane if that would bring so much more hype, I would say, in the community, that they are really doing something that is not the boring or really small content patches or updates, bad balance patches. So I hope that's hoping that's working like that. But of course, they could be doing something completely different. They could be doing nothing and working 100% on Guild Wars 2, but I would be really surprised about that, because I think there is not a single veteran in the game that says ArenaNet is doing a really good job with the latest expansions, because the content might be good or decent, but the amount of it is so little that we don't really see where all the development time goes into. So I'm not really completely sure about how they really are addressing that stuff. So I wanted to go for some kind of power chrono build for what I was talking as a cloud chronomancer. But I don't really know how to make it work. So I'm completely cooking up here something. Because the thing is, I think what really works really well is the wells. So of course, pun intended here. And because they are really good things for just area pressure. So I would say the chronomancer traits here are really set in stone. But I don't want to fully support all my teammates with chaos and inspiration the whole time. So maybe I'm going for some domination. That would make the build way more aggressive. But at the same time, if you go for domination, you get boon removal and that stuff, access to it. But when it comes to, for example, the vulnerability application and even the power blocking or just interrupting foes in World vs. World, that's not gonna happen because they all have stability in a circle. So we have to decide what a really strong clouding build would be. So this is also not a real squad, it's just some people gathering to capture some objectives. So if we would fight against or defend against a really big squad, we would have to cloud, we can't fight them in a real way. And which build is really strong against it, or fares well with that? Typically something that has some ranged options. With some support baked into the kit and some damage. Chronomancer is really bad with Celestial because you just don't have enough conditions to really make condition damage work. And Celestial World vs. World is also nerfed. So I think the option here would be some kind of boon heavy power build that does some nice power damage. Either you go full offensive here with full Marauder, or I don't know, maybe some Diviner gear with Commander gear mix. So question here from YouTube, a comment: support Firebrand, I feel like I like my class, and in group content it's amazing, but in small scale it's really hard to craft a clouding build with support and solo damage option. Yeah, I would say if you like Firebrand, there is some kind of burn Firebrand that also does some support. So you're playing like something like a Celestial Firebrand that has some nice support options in there, but is more aggressive than the typical World vs. World, really stability, supportive Guardian that you run in a full circle. But at the same time, there are different variants how you could approach small scale. So small scale just means you are not 15 people or more. It's more like you are really 5 people maybe. So sometimes it's also working to approach it like a PvP match. So you have one dedicated support and then very aggressive builds with it that can really stick to the support and then get value from being aggressive, and the support helps them survive. So I think that depends who you are working with in that sense. Morning, Heaven Fire, welcome. Yeah, but I think the problem is Firebrand, if you do some mixture between hybrid as a power build, not a condi build, hybrid is really bad in general, but especially when it comes to Firebrand, because there is not a really good gear stat that works with applying power damage, being a little bit tanky, and having concentration. And the only option for that would be Celestial, but Celestial lost the concentration in World vs. World. So you are not applying enough boons, or you have a really hard time to apply permanent boons without enough concentration. And a power build on Firebrand is even worse in my opinion, because your kit doesn't really support power damage that well. So all your tomes are not power related at all, so they're just supportive. And if you play, what weapon would you play? Maybe greatsword, maybe spear? Yes, sure, you can deal some damage, but is it really worth to go for something like that over full support or maybe a hybrid Condi support? I'm not sure. I think the Firebrand is not meant to be a hybrid power support. I'm sorry, but I think that's just my opinion. So how long is the Chronomancer relic? Because that would be some interesting self-buffing. So it's 4 seconds baseline. Maybe that works. If you then combine that with this trait, get some alacrity, you can get alacrity and power. And some nice support for your allies. Yeah, if you're on Twitch, be sure to enter the giveaway, !ticket, 100 gold giveaway. Thanks to itsQ for sponsoring it. So, another option, you could go for Spear. I think Shield Sword is really defensive. I really like Spear in all game modes from Mesmer. It's a really good one. Where's the new one? There it is. So for gear stats, I wanted to try some Commander pieces because I feel Commander gives you power, precision, toughness and concentration. So you lose damage because you can't go with ferocity as well. But some toughness is really good on a light armor class. So let's see if I can make a build like that work somehow. Yeah, I think on a hybrid build on Firebrand, I would definitely go with Spear. And Mace Shield is the supportive weapon set. I think that makes sense. Yeah, Protection Virtues, I think that's also working quite well. So if you're wondering where I read this is from YouTube comments. And yeah, the survivability, I don't doubt the survivability of this Firebrand, for sure. But the thing is, like I said, if it's really worth to go for power, or if it's better if you would go for a Condi damage build to get even more value, for example, from Celestial with some wound duration rune or something like that. That's what I would be going for, probably. I know the Spear is not favoring Condi damage, yes, but Spear is... I get why you would run Spear, to be honest. But they nerfed this. There was a really good build that you were looking for. Straight up, there was one. It was called Shattered Ages. So that was a build that was revolving around applying Ages and playing a Celestial build with Spear. That was incredibly strong. It was used in even 50-player squads because it was so strong. It has support with the Spear, it has support with the tomes, it has a lot of damage with the Spear, and most importantly, you had a trait that was called, is still called Shattered Ages. And this trait applies damage whenever your Aegis is broken. And that lets you deal quite a significant amount of damage to enemies all the time. So you played a Celestial build that actually does some nice damage as well. But, and that's the big but, it heavily relied on having concentration, a lot of concentration, so that your stability, that your quickness even that you apply has enough duration to be worthwhile for your squad to run you as a not full support. But now that Celestial was nerfed in World vs. World, that you don't get any expertise and you don't get any concentration anymore, this build is just not working that well anymore because you lost all your support capabilities. So you don't lost it in that sense, but for example, when you had stability that previously lasted 10 seconds, it now only lasts 6 seconds, which might not seem as a big deal, but if you have 3 or 4 sources that lost 40% of their uptime, you lost in total so much uptime that you can't keep it permanently. And that's a problem for a support in World vs. World. But I think I see where you're going, and I think it's working decently well. So I think the spear is carrying your build. Because otherwise you should go full support, I would say. Yeah, when it comes to the vision collection that you have to do for the legendary trinket, I have to be honest, I did it years ago. I can't really remember how bad it was. I think there was one story episode that I had to do a lot of stuff. I think it might have been the one with Choco's stuff. It might be, how's the Chahai Bluffs one? Yeah, I think it's the Chahai Bluffs one. There you had to do a lot of stuff because all the other stuff you could easily get from playing World vs. World or PvP. But I think it was okay. You have to remember it's only one time you have to do it. It's only once. And as soon as you got it, then you have the legendary trinket for all your characters. It's amazing value. And yeah, it's just, there is nothing that you have to do ever again when it comes to the trinket. This one at least. I would say if you run it in solo play, I can see why you would play that kind of thing. I think with the spear you might have enough burst damage to kill them. But in group play, it depends on the group. I would say I would go for the Firebrand build if you have a not organized squad, but as soon as you get some 4 people that are somewhat organized so that you can say this guy is really high damage, then we have another support, and you, for example, as a support, then I would say probably the support variant, or at least the Condi hybrid, would be better suited. That's just my take. But I would say if you are solo or if you don't know the other people that are just running around with you, for example like this, I would say your build is perfectly fine, for sure. Yeah, I think the one Heaven Fire when it comes to, which is really annoying to a lot of people, is the Quakertide, or how it is called. The one from the first map, because you have to farm quite a chunk amount of those to get all the weapon skins, I think. You need all of them. And back when the map released, I actually did that. So it was way before Vision was released. And there I actually was going for all the weapons. So I did not have that problem, but I can really see why people would not like that. You only need 6 weapons. Okay. So not all of them. Because I know there are quite a big amount of them. I'm not even, I think there are even 2 sets. I think I went for all of them in the beginning, just to get the skins. And yeah, I think that's why I did not have any trouble with having 6, because I already had all of those. I think it's also really interesting that you can, I think you can do those. The best farm for the Quakertide ore, I think, is the, back in the day was the quest. The quest with the astrology lab or something in the left upper northwest corner or something of the map. And it's actually, I think it's character bound, so you can use this to farm. So you can use 70 characters if you want to farm that, which is really interesting. But if you don't need it, you don't care about it anymore. So now we have some nice Berserker action, some quickness on Zero Up, which I will never get because everyone has this ability. So I'm not sure, probably better run this to remove some wounds. But we have some nice support baked into kit. This trade here is really strong. A lot of boon removals as well. Always when you CC an enemy, you will remove boons. I can give some alacrity, so that's I guess decent. But the alacrity got nerfed really hard. Ah, there's someone coming. Okay, let's try to test the build a bit. I think my settings are okay. Oh, you can't put up there. Yeah, I think nowadays you have way more options how to do it. For example, with the ice shards, or just do the other maps and turn the stuff into volatile magic and stuff. So I think nowadays it's way easier to farm it. In the beginning it was way harder. But I think it's fine. Like I said, it's a one-time thing that you have to do, and even if it's somewhat grindy, it's only one time, so you get a lot of value for doing it for all your characters. So I would say it's definitely something that you should go for if you're remotely interested in getting the optimal gear at some point. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, I think I have to be honest, I did the epoch meta maybe 4 times. And I did it every single time. I did it before the nerfs, where they just made it way easier. And it was every single time it was really annoying to do, because people did just randomly die in the end fight. Now after the nerfs, I think it's way easier. But I have to be honest, it's just, I think it's a boring meta event. It's way too long to really make me do it. Even now after the nice rewards that you could get. And there is nothing special attached to it, in my opinion. So if you really like it, yes, sure, go for it. You have a chance of getting really big ticket items. But in the end, for me, it's not something special. I don't need it anymore. I was really happy when I got all my map currency for the Soto legendary armor and all the suffused stones and stuff. I think I have to be honest, I'm not sure if I will ever go back to all the Soto maps, because I'm so burned out from Soto. I have all of the stuff that I need, and it was enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you organize it nowadays, it's actually quite okay. But oftentimes people don't organize it and just think they can do it. I'm not sure if it really works that way. Yeah, but people, I'm not sure, but people always die randomly, don't respawn at all, people don't res each other, so it's just, you lose half the squad over time and they just ignore each other, so it's not working. I don't like the mentality when it comes to those long events where most of the people just lie around and go AFK and wait for the others to complete it. I think that's not helping at all. Nice, Mesmer Portal. Very nice. So let's continue with changing our gear here. So for runes and sigils, let's see. So energy is really good in World vs. World. It's always a really good choice. And the last one, what could be a good option here? Bloodlust probably, just for more power. And then I think Diviner could be a good option here. It's very aggressive, but okay. And then we go for, here instead of Marauder, go for full commander pieces. With some boon duration, which is the best one. Possibly fireworks. Because in Chronomancer we already get baseline movement speed here, so we don't need any traveling thing. So now we have some toughness, a little bit of vitality increase, but not that much. But most importantly, we have really high boon duration. So that means that our alacrity is longer, that our quickness that we get from our relic is almost 8 seconds, so we have quite a lot of... yeah, just quite a lot of stuff that we can help our team with. And all our shatters are also applying really long-lasting boons. So I think that's actually quite decent. Yeah, when it comes to meta events, I think Guild Wars 2 community is really interesting. So most of the people that are doing meta events are doing it for years straight and just do it consistently. But then something fails, they might get some really fast, really toxic. It's really interesting because I feel like that's just sad. Because it's still, I don't know, still very easy. And people just, I don't know, they just turn off their brain. And that's I think never a good thing to do in a video game. I get why you would do that, but I think it's never a good thing to do because, for example, look at Tyria, Auric Basin. People always panic at South because someone is not doing the bomb or someone is doing too much damage and people are panicking. It's just really crazy to me how people always think and behave like that, because it's actually still doable. It's crazy. But I heard the rumor that on an A, Pinata actually failed once. There was on an A, they did fail the Pinata. Can you believe that? I think it's insane. Pinata is such an easy event. But apparently they failed. It's actually crazy. Yeah, I think that the mindset of people that play open world is so easy that you can easily get everything done without really thinking about it. But when it comes to some meta events, they are just harder than others and you have to think a bit more and can't expect it to win every single time. For example, when End of Dragons expansion came out and we got the last fight, people were struggling so hard. It was insane. It was actually, there was a whole uproar in the Reddit and everywhere that you have to be really try hard to complete the boss. It's really crazy. Nowadays they nerfed it really hard. It's quite easy if you get some people to do it with. But before that it was actually really, really hard to get enough people that make it work. It was not hard in the end, but you needed decently organized subgroup and stuff. So I find that quite interesting. I really like when the open world needs to be, yeah, just engaged as a somewhat organized party. I think that's actually interesting. But not all the people like that. That's for sure. Yeah, I think if you fail Pinata, I think that has to be on purpose. I think there's no way that you would do that any other way. It's not, Pinata is really, it's made to reward you without any challenge. I'm really surprised how they did that, to be honest. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, exclamation mark ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get double the luck. 100 gold is on the line. Yeah, I think it's really interesting that when it comes to a lot of Guild Wars 2 boss design, not only in meta events but a lot of other stuff, is that mechanics and just attacks oftentimes are not visible. There are so many raid bosses, so many fractal bosses, even open world bosses that have mechanics, attacks and stuff that you don't see in normal gameplay, or that people don't need to do because you can easily skip them. Either because they are not impactful at all, or you just don't see them because DPS is too high nowadays. Which is really interesting, because for example, look at Bone Skinner. If they would, of course they would never do that, but if they would do a Bone Skinner rework and would just make it impossible to out-heal the torches there. The damage, the passive aura damage that will kill you. If they would just rework that, I think 99% of the community would fail Bone Skinner consistently, if they not already do, because they don't even know how to deal with the aura damage that will increase over time. They don't know how to actually do the mechanic that is supposed to work. Which is really funny, that most people don't understand a fight, they just understand as much as you need to do to survive. Which is totally fair, I get that. But I'm always someone that wants to understand every single role, everything that is involved in a fight, so that when something fails, which often is the case, I can back up. But not a lot of people have that mindset. If they, for example, are DPS and the tank is always moving to this position, for example on Sarah, you might have people that did Sarah 200 times and still don't know if they are the tank, where to move, because they just did it as DPS. I think that's not something you want to see. You always want to see people that are interested in all the mechanics, and then just can do them if it's needed. I get why you would say something like that, and why you would say, okay, I don't need to know that. But I'm always a person that likes to be just really, I don't know, mindful of the surroundings. And whenever someone fails, I see that and I think, okay, if I can't jump in, we will fail the run, for example. So I really try to make it work, even if someone else fails something. Yeah, I guess that's also fine if you can tell someone else how to do it. I think that's also a weird thing, a valid way to do it. But I always, especially when it comes to raids and stuff, I think people that can fill roles even though they are not supposed to do the roles are really valuable. For example, if a kiter dies and you notice that and you do the kiting instead, you might carry the run without much of a hassle, just that you have to back up someone. I think that makes sense, definitely, that you can do that. But I get if you don't have enough time to learn all this stuff because you have a real life and stuff. Yes, I get that. But I'm always someone that if I commit to a video game, I'm not committing in a sense, I'm just playing it and just want to have fun. I'm getting even more fun if I understand it as well. So that's just my take. I see that other people have other opinions on that, but I think it helps me in the end way more than just saying, oh, I'm just playing for fun, I don't care about mechanics. Which is, like I said, it's totally fine. Everyone can play their video game as they want to. I don't judge that. But it's just my take how I would do it. I think this is actually working quite decent. How much healing and boon removal and stuff you have. I would go for this probably. So I don't know, if you're in chat and if you want to help our guild out we will do later, if there are more people, we might do a guild mission, which is involving some PvP. I think that's a good one. We just need at least 3 people, maybe even 4 to 5, how many we can get. And just some unranked, nothing crazy, just having some fun together. To make sure that we get the mission, we have 30 minutes to achieve, I think 8k was it? Yeah, 8k PvP rank points. I think that's easily doable by just winning one unranked match, maybe playing a second one, depending how many people we are. In 30 minutes, that's easily doable, I think, to get enough favor, which we then can use to buy our guild hall. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. We will do it as soon as we have enough people. So the next, I will make a video about it. Next reset is in 23 days and 22 hours. Or at least the lockout will be. And then 1 week later will be the actual reset. So I will do a video and a reminder when this is gonna happen. So just a few days before, so that everyone can set the guild that they want to be with in World vs. World on time. Okay, so our tale would be there. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, just having some fun together, maybe getting 4 other people, or with IoT only 3 other people. So if you're interested, please let me know in chat. I will invite you to the group. Of course, you have to be on EU, but I think most people that are nowadays, or not nowadays, but at the moment awake, I think they are on EU. So you just write me in game a message, or you can also just give me your account name. I will invite you. Everyone can join our guild that is interested in having a community and wants to build up the guild together, or just wants to have some conversations in our guild and be involved in that. So by the way, this is my account name if you want to write me in game. There's also a really interesting build that is currently played in Circplay and World vs. World for Mesmer, which is not a support variant, it's a Mirage variant that is using, and that's really interesting, Greatsword, and just spams the ambush of Greatsword. Why does that work as a full power build? This works because in World vs. World, of course, always since release, reflects have been really strong. Because if you put down a reflect, a lot of projectile-based damage is negated. And it's really easy to do so. So if you run around in a circ as 50 people, you get enough reflects to cover you most of the time, so you don't get any projectiles in there. Thanks for the follow, Natit. Thanks a lot. So that's really interesting. But if you then have a skill like this, or the ambush variant of this, which deals a lot of damage from range, but is not projectile-based, that makes it so that a DPS build that can stand at 1200 maximum range can hit a lot of people that are not negating the damage other than with protection. So you can deal a lot of damage just from free casting and dodging, free casting ambush, doing that again and using energy sigil, all the vigor, all the stuff that you can get to get as maximum endurance region. So it's a really interesting build. But I would say if you play that for clouding, it works quite well. As soon as you get focused though, you don't really have that much way to move out, and all your boons are actually not there at all, except vigor. So, yeah. Oops. So if you have any questions about any builds, about anything in Guild Wars 2, please ask me, especially if you're a new player. I always try to help. Also have on my YouTube channel a lot of new player guides, but also guides for a lot of veterans, depending on whatever you're looking for. I think I have quite a decent amount of YouTube videos nowadays that can help you. And I will also release a really spicy video, and I think that it will be really spicy, and let's see how people react to it. I will not tell you more about it, but it will be really interesting. It's already done. Let's see what you will say in the end. So with the boon duration that I currently have, it's actually quite decent how many electricity seconds I get from my... I don't get any quickness anymore, but it's... Yes, it has something to do with forgotten content, yeah, a little bit at least. Not in the way that you might think that it's completely coping on something, but you are right, it has to do with something like that. But it's not the only thing that I mentioned in this video, so there will be more. Yeah, let's see. I might suspect that people know about some stuff that I mentioned in this video, but definitely not everything. So always pop your world versus world boosts when you get Stonemist Castle, because you get a whole level almost out of that. And I really want to get the thing today. So only 8 more levels and I get the next rank. Normally I don't care about the rank, but the next time I get the rank, I will get 1 more pip every single time because of my rank. I will ascend to Mithril rank and I will get 1 more rank pip reward every single time. That's really good. Yeah, more pips is really, it's love, because, and that's really important, that you passively play and you just get rewarded for playing the game mode. And what else would you want to do in a game mode than just having fun, increasing your level, and getting more rewards for playing what you like? It's perfect. So I think the system is really good. And I'm actually advocating for increasing the amount of ranks that you can get in World vs. World. So that after you reach 10k rank, I know not a lot of people have that, but it would be cool. You can actually get more level up, but it will not show as that. It would be really cool if you could go for rank 20k, rank 30k. That would be really cool in my opinion. Yeah, I think Heavenfire, you are in a really good spot now. So you have enough knowledge about the game to go for the legendaries that you want to go for, but you still have something to work on. I think that's such an amazing thing. I am a little bit lost, so to say. I have no real goals in Guild Wars 2. I just want to have fun, but I'm a player that enjoys games where I enjoy the combat, where I enjoy the routine, the normal gameplay that I have to just do, but also has a goal in mind. And currently in Guild Wars 2 I don't really have a goal. I just play the game modes that I like and that's it. So yeah. Yeah, I think the most pips or thing that you can get is a public commander. So not the normal commander, but the public one. So you get 3 more pips for just having at least 10 people and being visible to others. You get 3 more pips. Of course, that also requires you to have at least 9 people that join your squad. And to do so, I think you should do something that makes sense. Like this guy, he's running around and capturing stuff, and it just has some people that listen to him. But That's definitely the best one. Oh, we have a Zerg fight. Let's test this build. Okay, our team got wiped. Oh. Got me. Yeah, the lag was real actually for me. I did spam my skills, but it didn't work that fast. Yeah, I think you have to be careful. I think there is a really narrow threshold between having fun and going for goals and having even more fun because of that, and falling in the trap of, okay, I have to get this and get this done, and after that I can do what I like, what I enjoy. Because this is a really big trap, and it's not only about gaming, but it's also about the world or the life in general. Because I think if you always say, okay, I need to get more money, for example, so I will work a little bit more overtime so that I can get something that I really enjoy. But if you do that your whole life just to get more money, just to do that and this, in the end you will not have enough time to enjoy what you really like to do. So it's really important to find a middle ground, to do something that you enjoy and also go for new goals. It's the best if you can combine it, for sure. I think Guild Wars 2 is quite grindy when it comes to the stuff that you can achieve in the game. But at the same time, and that's really important, almost anything that you do in Guild Wars 2, maybe except from role-playing, gives you gold passively. It's not fair. Some things give you more gold than others, that is true. But most of the things that you can grind in Guild Wars 2 are somewhat gold capped. So if you just play the game and have fun, then most of the time you actually will get your goal, reach your goal in the end. Yeah, I think that's really important. Yeah, and you're totally right. The line is even thinner when you enjoy to optimize things. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can talk a little bit about my past experience with Guild Wars 2. So you might wonder why I have so much gold. My account value is almost 1 million. And if you farm with the normal farming methods in Guild Wars 2, this would take around 25k hours. But my account only has half of that. So what does that mean? I made way more gold per hour than you normally get. And therefore, I spent a lot of time optimizing things to farm gold back in the day. Nowadays, it's not working that well anymore, which is fine because I'm focusing on content creation solely anymore. Yeah. So, quickly answer. Yeah, I think it's a good point in Guild Wars 2 that you don't really care about the grind. It's not needed for anything. You get your Ascended gear really fast. Use the Wizard's Vault to get Ascended gear, even as a new player, really fast nowadays. So it's just you enjoy the game for what it is, and if you want to go for a grind like a Legendary, sure, go for it if you like the style, if you like the convenience. But even players like Roaming Spirit, they played the game for thousands of hours and still enjoy the game and don't go for Legendaries. You don't have to do that if you don't like the grind. Sorry for calling you out, Roaming Spirit, but I think that's just the truth. And yeah, I liked it about the game. Yeah, so we have a question here about rotations in Guild Wars 2. So rotations, I think you're talking about the PvE rotations mostly. I think there is a big problem when it comes to it. Maybe I have to do a video about it because I'm actually heavily. I have a really strong opinion on that. The rotations in Guild Wars 2 are often you spam all your skills in a optimized order, which some guy from Snowcross came up with, to deal the maximum damage. And it's not in the sense intuitive, because you could spam in a different order as well, but you will deal way less damage. It's not like the game is telling you to do, with the spear for example, 2 and then 4. With other skills, why would you do, for example, the greatsword one here, this one first, and this and this? Why not the other way around? And it's really unintuitive, and that's definitely true. That it's not telling you anything about this, and that's really important as well. In my opinion, you should not have a game where all your skills should be cast off cooldown to deal the maximum amount of damage. I think you should have skills that are situational, that you use when a situation occurs, and not just to deal more damage. And I totally agree with you that the rotations in Guild Wars 2 are nowadays just spam all your buttons as fast as you can, and most of the time you will deal enough damage that the benchmark is somewhat close. And I don't like that. I really don't like that design. And I totally get the criticism that it's not intuitive at all, for sure. And there are some builds that are better at that. But especially when it comes to DPS builds, I think most of them are behave like that. I would say the only exceptions to that are, for example, really dedicated healers. For example, Alacrity Scourge or Boon Chronomancer. Those builds have Boon Heal Chronomancer. Those builds have value without having a rotation. But it's actually not really... Yeah, it's just not that frequent in Guild Wars 2. Which is really sad. Yeah. Maybe we can contest this tower. But it doesn't look that good. They will push on us in a second, as soon as we go there. I skipped the push just by potting in. Very nice. Yeah, I think when it comes to the rotation, and that's also really sad, that it's not designed around anything that the class can provide. Nowadays, a class is not very special. A class is just something that defines the color of your skills. But if you're DPS build, it doesn't really matter. In the end, it's just another DPS. And I totally get that statement, that you don't want to have... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's good to have skills in the game that you just do for damage, but it's not really any rotation or anything that you really like to combine with it. So let me explain it a bit further. I think that a ranger, especially a soul beast, in PvE as a DPS, and a warrior as a DPS feels so similar because they just jump around and do their damage. There is no real class mechanic behind it anymore. You just press all your buttons and that's it, in the correct order most of the time if you're somewhat decent. And that's it. And I think that's not good. I think it should be like, okay, a Mesmer has the design of, for example, casting skills in combos together, that because you have instant casts. So you should try to cast skills while you do another skill. Why not do something like that? But other classes, most classes actually don't have that anymore. It's just you spam all your buttons and that's it. Oh, they kill us consistently, that's really sad. Yeah. No. We lost it. Sad. So don't forget to enter the giveaway. !ticket in the chat. Have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get double the luck. Should still be fair. I think we never had a subscriber win yet, so maybe we break it this time, but yeah, don't forget you have to be a Twitch follower. And sorry for you all on YouTube. We will do giveaways in the future on YouTube as well. 100 gold, so it's nothing crazy, but it's some sweet things to get. And thanks for HQ for sponsoring this giveaway. Welcome, Harp, welcome. Yeah, the weekend is quite nice. We have some interesting world versus world and conversations already. And if anyone other than Aote is interested in playing some PvP with me in Unranked for getting some guild missions going, please let me know. I actually don't know about the bread prices. I don't know. How much is the bread? I just saw that, where is it? I think the, how is it called? Lamplight badges. Those things, those prices spiked so heavily. This is insane. It was way lower now, but now it's spiked really hard. It's actually crazy. 6 gold for map exploration. That's insane. So if you do a End of Dragons map, especially if you do, for example, Dragon's End, there is no quest there, so you can do it really fast. You get 6 gold. It's insane. It's actually really insane how much gold you can make for that. Because the map exploration, if you do it really fast on Dragon's End, I think you can do that in 10 minutes, maybe 15. If you do it really fast, then you get consistently 30 gold or something per hour just from those Lamplight badges. And you can do that forever. There is nothing that stops you from doing that. You don't need unlimited characters. You can just do it without any things, because the End of Dragons things are designed in a way that you can do it unlimited amount of time even without having multiple characters. But I totally get it. I don't want to do the map completion ever again, because I did it already, I don't know, 16, 17 times, yes. But if you like it, it's an easy gold farm. Yeah, definitely. No, I'm going for unranked. Everyone can join. It's not, I don't care about how good you are. It's just, if you're interested in helping the guild out, you can play some PvP together. I think that I agree with the casual. I think the new maps are designed in a way that it's not that annoying. You just have to go around and press F, or you just have to go around and do the normal map completion. But it's way faster than in Corteria. Yeah, so you can explore Dragon's End only once. That is true, but, and that's the important part here. Where is it? Where is it? There is a. Where is it actually? Let me check. For Soto, it's the same. There. So Soto and Dragon, all the EOD ones, have so-called illuminating achievements. That means you go around and press F on lanterns and they light up, and you do that for all the points of interest in the map, and you get the same rewards almost as if you have completed the map exploration for the first time. And you can do that infinitely. So you don't only have one character, you can still do it 17 times. I totally agree with you, Cycloplasty. I think it's very, very boring actually to do so, but it's really fast in comparison to going for a full exploration with having to redo all the quests and stuff. I don't think it's a good thing that they did it like that, but I get that it's a little bit faster and you could maybe do it. The only thing that you need to unlock this achievement, you have to at least complete the map once in a normal way. So we have a question here. Is Celestial Harbinger still a viable build for World vs. World noob? Definitely. It's still really, really good. The Celestial nerf hit it, for sure, it's worse after that, but all the other builds that use Celestial are either completely gone or are not that strong either. So it's definitely a really good build still. Yeah. Yeah, I think there are some hearts in the normal world of Tyria, in core Tyria, that are really, really annoying. So I'm actually more happy about pressing F for a few minutes than doing some hearts that take forever, at least in my feeling. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, let's capture this tower and then we try to go for the PvP thing. So let's see if the greens are coming back and contesting us here. So I think Greatsword is in World vs. World Circ play actually not the answer, because this skill is not unblockable, and it's also not. It can die before it does its damage, so you need the invulnerability trait, which I can't get in the straight lines, so it's not working. So in PvP there are two stats that you are referring to, so you can say I did that amount of damage of my team, so you did 40% damage of your team. That is quite decent, but if you deal 40% of the damage in the total match, that means also regarding the damage that the enemies dealt, that would be actually insane. Because then you would be 40% of the damage of the 10 people that are actually currently playing the game. So that's what it meant. It meant how much you are compared to your allies and how much you are compared to all of the people in the match. Which is really weird because no one cares. I don't know why they would tell you that. It's not interesting to anyone, I would say. Yeah. Okay, so anyone that wants to join in PvP, especially if you're in the guild, you can join me now. And we try to get it done. But I think we need at least 3 people. So, I don't know. Seems like we are not enough. If it's only, I would say, maybe Harp and me. Ah, you're coming? Okay, so we have 3 people. That might be enough. Let's see if someone else wants to join as well. You don't have to be experienced at all. Just having fun together. We are doing unranked, so nothing really matters. We just want to get the mission done here when I started. Okay, so invite. So, Aaron, is that you, Hub? I think the only... Thanks, Anubis, for joining. So, the only thing that is important for that is that I think you have to rep our guild. I think otherwise the points will not go there. And as soon as everyone is there and ready, we will just play some PvP together. I will start the mission. I hope I can start it when we get the match so that we are really, really sure that it will be in time. Let's see. I hope everyone is here. Let's check. And like I said, it doesn't matter. Just play the build you enjoy. We're just having fun. It doesn't really matter if we win. Of course, that would be even better. Just to get more points, you have to... I think you have to rep the guild. 8k points should be one match if we win. If everyone is repping the guild. And then we can get enough favor to unlock the guild hall. We still have to capture the guild hall after that. But that's also not a big problem. Yeah, the guild system is really... Yeah, it's just not very good. It's not very well explained. I think the guild features in general are quite decent, but they did not get updated at all since the launch of guild halls, which is really sad. So no one really does interact with them anymore. But like I said, the journey of Guild Wars 2 and especially of our community guild is always I try to help people with that, and I try to explain people how our community is growing, how you can do it as well if you have another guild. So I always try to explain stuff. Okay. Let's see if we can make it work. And always, we should go for maps that are fast. So I would not recommend to go for example for Skyhammer or something that is slow. We want to beat the map in the sense that it's really, really fast. So that it's, for example, maybe Temple, maybe something that on average is a faster match time than something different. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. Just play a bit and... Yeah, I think Skyhammer is a really controversial map. I think Skyhammer has two big issues with it, why people don't like it. The first issue is really easy to understand. It has the Skyhammer mechanic. And the Skyhammer mechanic is slowing the match down considerably. It's just decapping all the nodes. And I think this might lead to a really, really slow-paced match, and oftentimes the matches go to timer in competitive ATs and stuff. I really dislike that. But I really like that there are so many kiting spots, because a lot of people think Skyhammer is really annoying because people kite around, there are so many no port spots, but I think that's a good thing because that makes the game way harder, for example for willbenders or for classes that can easily port on you. And I think having maps that are favoring special classes is really interesting, because that makes the game design way more intriguing, because you don't always play the same class, because it doesn't matter. The maps are always quite similar, so you play the best class for that. But it's really cool if you have a class that is really good on this map, but not that good on another map. I think that's really interesting. So, yeah. Let's hope if they will ever introduce, I highly doubt it actually, but if they will ever introduce a new map in PvP, that it will also bring some new interesting, yeah, just balancing in the game. The queuing times is insane. Even in Conquest. Yeah, I think it's fine if you have some teleports that work. I think that's definitely fair. So teleporting through walls is never that fun, but I see why you should be able to do so, because if you can't port at all, I think that would also make builds really bad. But I think it's really interesting that there are so many no port spots, so that the willbenders or thieves or mesmers even can't really use the whole kit, and I think that's really cool. For example, another map that would be something like that would be, how is it called? Colosseum. Colosseum is a really large map. You have the side objective with the shield and the sword, and that makes the map really, really large, and slow classes, for example, like a hammer catalyst, are quite bad on that map, because if they start to rotate, oftentimes they get to a fight too late. And I think that's really interesting that you have maps like this where mobility is very good. And then you have maps like, for example, on Kylo, where you don't get punished for being slow because the map is so small. The points are so close together that a slow build doesn't really need much longer than a fast build. So I think that's really cool that you have some intricacies between each map, and that some builds get better or worse on a map. I really like that. Yeah, I get your point there, Roaming Spirit, that it's always better to see your opponent, but I think that's a valid criticism for a lot of stuff. I think, for example, stealth in PvP bot in World vs. World as well is extremely strong. Being able to disengage a fight, or just the people don't know where they are, I think stealth is a really big mechanic, and that's just the same that you don't see someone engaging with just if they port through the wall or something. Yeah, so I totally get that you don't like that. Yeah, I totally agree. I think willbenders and thieves are really, really close from their design, for sure. It's not an uncommon thing to say that willbenders are blue thieves, because they are. But that's actually the reason why Syndrunner, one of the best thieves on EU, swapped to willbender, because it's almost the same. So the reflect animation of Elementalist is this aura here. I can swap to it and do it again. I have some more. Yeah, so it's really... reflect animation is probably one of the most important ones to understand how it looks, because if you can't... you can also look at the buff bar if it says this magnetic symbol, so this I don't know, just this symbol here. If you see that, you should not use cast skills that are reflectable. Really important. Especially in PvP. Because in World vs. World there's too much clutter, you can't see that anyway, and you should always expect, if you're fighting 50 other people in the enemy squad, there is always a reflect up, so you should never expect to land a projectile-based attack in World vs. World. But in PvP you should always be aware. For example, if you're Harbinger and using your pistol 3, it's a really nice stun, but if an Elementalist reacts in time, or if they just have baseline some reflect up, you will get stunned instead. So always think about it when you cast a skill. Oh, it could be reflected, so maybe think about it again, so that it lands and doesn't land on you or forces a dodge out of you. Because that's one of the stupidest dodges you can get. Dodging your own attacks. That's not something you want to do, for sure. Holy shit, the queue times. I'm not sure if I should have started the thing already. I thought it's in 3 minutes. We only need 5 other people. Hello. Oh no. Welcome. Ira Simit Tor. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the stream. Be sure to enter the giveaway with ! ticket. You only have to be a follower on Twitch, and you can win 100 gold in Guild Wars 2. Thanks, the boring guy, for following. Yeah, I don't know. I actually have never queued unranked with 5 people in the last years, because it's, why would you do that? Yeah, I mean, you can't queue ranked, so not a lot of people are currently queuing. Probably an unranked, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, there's no giveaway yet on YouTube, sorry. I will do a YouTube giveaway soon, don't worry. But not today, sorry. Yeah, the guild mission time is running and running and running. So I hope we will just get one match and that works. And gives us enough points from 5 people if we win. But let's hope we get a match in the time. At the moment it doesn't look like it. The 10-minute queue time is actually quite insane. Thanks for the follow, Anubis. Yeah, now it works. Crazy. So after this match, we will draw the giveaway winner. If we get a match, let's see. If we don't get a match, we should probably, everyone should just queue without one another, and we just try to to get in a match that way. We could actually do that if we want to. Would you be opposed to that if we just leave the party and queue against each other and hope that we get in a match way faster like that? Would be interesting as well. Thanks, Adaba, for the follow. Let's see. Because if it's, to be honest, if it's going at close to 15. Oh, we got a match pop. Very interesting. So hopefully everyone is accepting now, and then we are in a match. Sorry, yeah. Maybe next time. Let's see if we can make it work. So the fastest map probably is Capricorn for sure. Because we get the bell, possibly, and the bell gives you points, and then it's the fastest map. So, but I think it doesn't matter. Most of the time, the matches take 10 minutes, and we only have 20 left, so it will probably not be enough to go for 2 matches. So we should go for winning this one. So, what am I gonna play? I'm new, so I have 1% map complete, but doing raids Wing 1 to Wing 8, all CMs complete as MSND. Yeah, sounds good, perfect. You don't have to do the map completion at all. So, I don't know if I want to play Tempest support here. If you have enough damage, I will support you guys. Okay, let's do it like that. Let's hope that works out in the end. Let's try to, if you're ready, try to do the ready thing that we are doing it as fast as we can get through the match. We should have enough damage. We have Heaven Fire on a Wild Blender. Yeah, we have Aote on a Reaper. That's a good combo here. And hopefully some of you can at least go a little bit into one-on-ones. Let's see. Should work out. I try to call out our rotation a bit, but generally the strategy is just to kill the enemy before you die. I will support you. They don't have that much meta specs. It's probably a Power or Condi Herald. That's probably the biggest issue here. All the other builds are probably not that crazy strong or not that crazy good players. So yeah, I guess that's fine. I will stack some swiftness here just to get into the fight faster. And one of you goes to cap, exactly. And We will go to the midpoint. Yeah, it's a power herald. You can see that by this exposed defenses. Nice mass invisibility. Thanks for that. So let's try to. Oh, it's 4 versus 4. That's very good. We have a support. They don't. We are in a good spot, I would say. I try to support here as much as I can. We have some stability in one point. Nice. I think we won the mid fight here for now. Give you some shocking aura. Nice reflect. Be careful, the Mesmer's free casting, so don't die to that. Wow. Thanks for the sub, really appreciate it, Alban. Thanks a lot. Hope you're enjoying the stream. So very good. We got the kills, we cleaned up. So now we have here one Mesmer going for far, for their far for our close, so someone should contest it. I go there, but it's not the rotation we wanted to have. Maybe someone can help me here, so that I can go and leave. Thanks. And then I will go to the team. Mesmer stealthed it close, I think. Interesting. Okay, so we go for the mid contest here. We have 3 against 3. We know we can win this. We did it already. So they don't have a support, so it should be quite easy to win this. I will give you stability. Some emop here. More stability. Should be good. I try to keep an eye out for you here on close. I think we might lose this. Tracy, you won a 1v2, didn't you? No, just a 1-on-1. Very good job. Very good job. Yeah, I think the enemy team surrendered, I guess. They are not respawning anymore. I don't know. Looks good. So I think there's at least 2 people far. Let's try contest it. Very good. Someone should leave for Bell, yeah. But I will stay here because I'm support. Yeah, very good, very good. So I don't want to leave for Bell because I'm really good at helping you guys and supporting you. As soon as you need help at mid or at the Bell, I will come there as well. Yeah, looks really, really, really good. I think it's really unfair unranked because the people are probably all queuing alone and we are doing a 5-man. Yeah, so it's actually not something that is really fair, but what can you do, you know? You just want to get the guild mission done. I have you. Heaven fire. It's fine. Okay, good. We can go for the decap. Blade Zone is so weak. The stun removal on the F on the Dragon Trigger is just sad. Yeah, looks good. Very good.
You've taken the archway.
Yeah, having a team with a support is actually feeling way better than ranked, so it was a fun match. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Yeah, Galen, I'm really happy if you get some information from my videos that I put a lot of effort into trying to, just emphasizing what I feel like is important to counter PvP builds in particular. And I think if you find it helpful, it's even better, because if people know all about it already, then it feels like it's a waste. But if you don't know about it, it's perfect. It's how I like it. So thanks for the feedback. But always, if you have constructive criticism, it's always appreciated as well. Nice, we got it. And very good. 20 kills. That's an insane thing. So let's see if we got the guild mission done. Let's hope everyone had enough rank points. I think it. So why did it not work? Why did it not work? Did I miss something? I don't know why it didn't work, actually. Really interesting. It should have worked. It says PvP rank points. Yes, this is rank points. And I got PvP rank points. I don't know why it did not work that way. I have to quickly check if the wiki says something about it. No, it doesn't say. Okay, I don't know. That's interesting, yeah. Yeah, but I don't have the World versus World one yet. That's the sad part. No, I think it's not because of unranked. It should work in any game mode because it just says rank points. I think it might be the reason that we started after the queue, which is really annoying because the queue was over 10 minutes. So I guess we can maybe abandon the mission and go for another one, or because we will not get another one. Maybe we try it again. Just launch the mission first if you're in for it, if you want to do another one, if you're fine with that. And yeah, exactly. Good point there by Roaming Spirit. I think it will not be ranked because the required amount of players is... wait a second. Do you have to be a team, a guild team? Because there's some... Where is it? Teams there. Create team. Team name. So, I don't know. So who do we have here? Let's make a team. Maybe we have to be a team. I don't know. And rep the team, you know. I don't know. That's a really weird thing. Who did I miss? Yeah. Team name, Team Kremlins. The A team. I don't know. I just want a team name. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we are a team. Is it? Yeah, it's done. Let's go for another unranked match. Let's see. We started the queue. Now we know it should work now because we started the match after we did the rank thing. And it has to be unranked because you can't be in a party then that is bigger than 2 in rank. So it does not work that way. Anyway. Let's try it again. It worked really well. So good job, everyone. We had a nice damage. We had enough sustain. We had even nice 1-on-1 wins here by our Necromancer. Very good job there. Let's hope this time we get it. Because, like I said, we need the favor from the guild mission here to get access so that I can buy the guild hall. If you are in the guild and if you want to be involved in some decision making regarding the guild, we have currently a vote going in the Discord server regarding which guild hall to go for. There are 4 guild halls that you can get. They are all actually quite nice, in my opinion, but I don't want to make the decision alone. So if you want to have some influence on the guild hall and decision, you can vote until we start the guild mission, the mission to capture the guild hall. So be sure to check the Discord out if you want to be involved in that. Link is in the description of either on YouTube or on Twitch. So let's quickly adjust my stream title because we are currently doing some guild mission. Guild PvP. Very good. Sir Marathon. I mean, we can do that as well. I mean, I don't know if the team really matters. I think it's just the only thing that is showing up is this title. That's the only thing. Nothing else is important here. I don't really know. I think it's just that we are in the guild. We are representing the guild, and let's hope this time it works. I think the people in the other team probably are not queuing again because they don't want to face another 5-person team, but I guess that's just unranked. Yeah. So everyone here in the chat, be sure to enter the giveaway, !ticket in the chat, 100 gold giveaway. You have to be a follower to win. Subscribers get double the luck. It's still very fair. We didn't have any subscribers win yet, so maybe you're the first, Edelben. So, Simito, you're already in, so that's why the bot is answering you. If you write !ticket and it's not answering you, you are in. I just didn't want to get the chat spammed with bot replies. So everything is fine. And as always, if you have any questions about Guild Wars 2, about any game mode, I'm happy to answer them, especially if you're a new player, so you're Simito. If you have any questions, let me know. But if you cleared all the raids already, then you are not that new anymore. I mean, I think raiding in Guild Wars 2 is a really niche thing. Not a lot of people actually do raiding. So you are quite professional when it comes to that. So let's see. Let's hope we get the met. So we are already 5 minutes in. 10 minutes was the last time. Over 10 minutes. I think it almost approached 11 minutes of queuing time. It's interesting because unranked should be just 5 people that queue unranked should get into one match in one team against us, but apparently that's not how it works. I don't know. Let's see. Ah, okay, so you will get with Mela. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's always good if you don't die. That's perfect. So, is it worth getting a commander tag just for hosting your own raid raiding squads. So I think it depends on a few things. So the first thing I would say, the convenience of having a commander take yourself is really, really good. Because you can then not only log subgroups, make it, organize it yourself, if you are into that, if you want to organize stuff, because you are the responsible person then, or more importantly, if you want to kick someone if something is going wrong for whatever reason. So this is very convenient, but you have to do a lot of work. So I would say most of the people in Guild Wars 2 don't want to be the commander, because it's not only about you having to organize the squad in the first place, but you are also responsible for calling out stuff if something is happening. At least that's what's the community thinking. So if you are okay with that, I would say go for it, because in the long run, it allows you to create your own squads for content that you like to do without having to create a squad without a commander tag. Because I think that's the worst thing that you can do if you want to get good people in there. You should not queue up as a squad without a commander, because that signals to somewhat decent players, oh, they don't have a commander tag. Typically those people are not that experienced. So I would always, if you are really regularly going for commanding or trying to go for raiding squads, I would get it. But I get it's a really big investment. It takes quite a while to get that much gold. Yes, and it's not really paying you back in any way. It's just you have more convenience, or at least more power over how your group looks or your squad. I think that's what I would say. I would go for it personally, because I think it's a good investment, because you can get things done better in the future, or easier, hopefully, because you can get the right people, kick people that might be trolling or grieving. So I would go for it. But if you really just do it once a week, for example, one raid a week, then I'm not sure if it's really worth it. Because there is no functionality that is really that important that you can't do without the commander tag. The commander tag is really good, but most of the time you find someone that can do it if you really need to. So I would say, yes, I like it. It's really good. You can set up squad markers and stuff and sort the subgroups and have the control. So I would go for it. Yeah, that's my last statement. Yeah, I would say typically if you are commander, you are expected to be somewhat experienced. Because if you're going into something and have a commander tag and you have no clue what you are doing, people will leave. Because they are looking for someone that guides them. And if the commander is saying or implying, doesn't need to say it, that they can't do it, then people will not stay. So if you say, I'm a commander, I'm new to this, I can't do it, that might be different. But if you just say, I'm a commander, I will command this, but you in the end don't have any clue about it and will not tell people, they will not like it. Yeah, I think most people in Guild Wars 2 actually have the same thing. They have the commander tag, or at least they bought it a while ago. In the beginning of the game, maybe most veterans do that. And just join groups whenever they pop off, because they don't want to organize the squad. I think that's just the lazy people that do that all the time. I do that as well. I command sometimes, but not all the time. So it's really not a good thing in that sense. So Anubis Berserker in PvP has two builds, I would say, that work really well. You have a power build that is really aggressive, using Greatsword, for example, or maybe even Rival if you really want to. And this build gets most of its sustain from using the heal, the Berserker heal, which gets all the power damage that you do, or all the damage that you do, will be converted to healing with an amount of 33%, I think. Or 20%, I'm not sure. I think they nerfed it at some point. But So that is the biggest sustain. So you have to deal damage to get sustain when you press the healing skill. But I would say the more common build would be some kind of tanky duelist using mace and longbow. So it's a Condi Berserker in the side note. And this build is really tanky. It gets passive sustain from using defense straight line, because defense straight line gives you traits that passively grant you heal every few seconds when you use an burst skill, so your F1, and that gets really, really strong over time. So passively healing, let's say 100, maybe 200 per second over the course of a 10-minute match is a lot of healing. So that's why you get so much sustain as this tanky duelist. Of course, you also have your healing skill that heals also, but you should always be aware healing skills first can be interrupted, and secondly, it might be easy to counterplay. So if you just get bursted before you can use it, you die. So always healing skills is the important sustain, but be aware to not waste it. It's really important. So I would say that's the most healing that a Berserker can get. Healing skill and the passive sustain from the defense straight line. That's it. And of course, what I also have to mention. Now we got a match, very good. Hopefully everyone will accept. It was again like 10 minutes queue time. So I think we can go for Capricorn again if you want to, but we can also go for Kylo, it doesn't matter. All of them are fine. Let's say I go for Kylo, just because I like the map. Okay, we have Forest. So this time, please don't go for Beasts. Very important. So what do we have here? So what I wanted to say is that not getting damaged in the first place is the best way to heal. So, do you understand that? Because I think if you don't get damaged, you don't need to heal that damage in the first place. So if you can deny the damage with blocks, with kiting, with just CC skills, for example, if you don't get damaged by the enemy, you don't need to heal that damage. So that's the best way to sustain on a... Oh, they have too many. They have a lot of damage. Maybe I have to go Willbender here as well. Now let's play support. Let's see. It worked out really well last time. Yeah, PvP Grenade Scrapper is not the best one anymore. It was one of the best builds a few, say, months, year ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was the best roamer. Now it's not anymore, but it's still a very good build. So definitely a good choice there. Okay, let's concentrate here. This time we want to win. They have a lot of damage, so please be careful. I tried to rescue. We all have some kind of... Only Mesmer has a teleport in downstate, so I will try to get the cliff. Let's see. We are trying our best here. Someone caps close, please. I don't do this as a support. They have 2 Willbenders and possibly a Power Soul Beast. They are hard committing here. He used everything on you. So, and now it's invulnerable. So, looks good for now. I got a double emob, very nice. And we got the kill, perfect. I will try to help our... no, I'm not sure if I try to rotate in time, I'm not sure if I can make it. No, almost. One more second and it would have worked. Sad. It's fine. Someone else should go... I don't know, either we go far or we just stay at the 2 cap. So I will go close. Please don't die here in mid. Anubis, I will get you. Nice. Okay. I'm not sure if this was the right call here. Maybe Anubis you can cap and I try support you because... Okay, very good. You wanna 1v 2v3 here. Very good. I try to get the heal. As soon as you go out, you get... Okay. Yeah. It's too much damage. Sad. Okay, we have to regroup now. How can we do this? We don't have a duelist, that's a problem. And we now are against 5 people here, so we have to be really careful. Stick with me. I tried to heal you, but I'm not sure. I don't have enough. Try to go for the cleave, please. I go for the heal. Oh, they got the rally. No. Now it's lost. That's sad. We almost got it. But I think they just have too much damage. We are dying too fast. Sad. Very sad. Could have worked in the end, but now they are spawn camping us, so we have to wait. Don't push out now, because they will farm you again. Wait until we are all back from respawn and then we can go for a final push, but it doesn't look very good, to be honest. Okay. So now everyone is back, we can go for another push. We will now go for a 5v5 and on close. Go for the on the point, please. Try to stick there. I have cliff up if someone dies. We should win the team fight, so just baseline because we have a support. You are doing good damage. It's just they do a lot of damage, so if you get one shot, I will try to heal you with the cliff. And now we won the fight. Now someone should push far and someone should push mid. I will push far together with you because they will all be on respawn. Let this guy bleed, so don't kill them too fast. We push mid and get the decap. They have so many points. It's gonna be really tough. We have to go for 3 points. There we got the kill. Very good. Careful, someone is going for our close node again. Yeah, 1-1 peps. I try to support here. Nice counter kill. So someone goes far, please, and I will support close. It's still doable. It's really hard. It's still doable.
The keep is yours.
You died. You got the rally, very good. I have the cliff if you go down again. But we have to get the decap. If we don't get the decap, we have lost. So we should push far. Yeah. I have the decap, but that is good. But we lost close. Sorry, I couldn't support you. I can't be everywhere. So I guess then we don't have a choice. Someone stays here and tries to contest it, and I go close. But it's probably too late. They will get the cap. Ah, sorry. I tried my best. We didn't play that badly. It was just we got out-rotated by them a bit. I can get you at least. Yeah, but it's over. Sad. Was a good try. Good try though. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't see why it's not working. Yeah, actually. Did not work again. At least we had some fun, but I don't get why it doesn't work. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, maybe it takes just a while. Yeah, so thanks for joining. It was fun. Yeah, maybe it takes a while. I don't know. Let's do the giveaway meanwhile. Everyone hopefully has entered ! ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get double the luck. Thank you all, guys. See you. Have a good day in the party. Yeah, you have to be a Twitch follower to win. And Anubis, you're already in, that's why it says that. So let's check. Give you 30 more seconds. 100 gold on the line, so don't forget. Yeah, glad you enjoy it. I always try to explain everything that I do in the game so that wherever you are, whatever you want to play, gets some value from this stream. So that's really important. Even though we lost the last game, I think it was an experience that could teach us. So I'm really happy with that. Of course, would have been even better if we could win it, but that's fine. Okay, so I hope you're all in the giveaway. And let's see. And congrats to you, HQ. I hope you're still here. You're the winner, the lucky winner of 100 gold. Congrats. Please let me know your account name. You had a 6% chance of winning, so not too bad. And we still continue our not sub winner spree. So very good. Yeah, just let me know your account name, and then I can send you 100 gold. Applause, applause, exactly. Yeah, sure. Take your time. You are here, you answered, so it's not a reroll. Just use the context one if you're in game and just send it with the numbers, of course. And yeah, then we will wait for that. Let's clean up our inventory. We got some nice stuff. What I can always very recommend, especially if you're a new player, if you like PvP and World vs. World, or a veteran, you should always go for all the boosters. The boosters are so effective in World vs. World and PvP. So, congrats again to you, HQ. And yeah, let's see. Send you 100 gold. There you go. And the boosters is really important. So, experience booster gives you 50% more experience in all game modes. And 50% more reward track gain. The experience in PvP and World vs. World is really nice because it gives you more rank up points. And every rank up gives you gold. A little bit. And the reward track gain also increases the reward track that you get. So the reward track gives you passive gold as well. So 50% more rewards is baseline really good. Then you should go for the celebration bonus. So whenever your character gets at 1 year old, you get 2 boosts that last for 24 hours. If you have 70 characters like you have a lot of celebration boosters lying around. Even if you only have 5 characters, you get a lot of celebration boosters over the year. Because they last 24 hours each, so it's really good. And those will also give you 10% more bonus reward track gain in PvP and World vs. World, as well as 100% boost to World vs. World rank gain. So you should always keep that active in World vs. World. And lastly, you should go for the Festival Gobbler. So there are 2 Festival Gobblers, either the either the Snowflake one or the Saitafi one. Both of them give you experience from kills and gold from kills. That doesn't work in competitive modes, but 25% reward track gain again in PvP and World vs. World. So you can get a lot of reward track gain. If you then also put the World vs. World enrichment in the amulet, which will in the amulet slot, you can either go for the reward track gain or the reward rank gain. So both of them work and give you even more gold. So it's really, really good. And you can also go for the guild enhancement that gives you more reward track gain. As soon as we have the community guild up, we will also go for that. So let's see what happens when this runs out. Maybe it has to run out and then we see how much we got. I don't really know. We will see. So let me quickly adjust the giveaway. So there we go. 50 more seconds. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Hopefully we completed it, because then we can go for the guild hall. So the idea is you get favor, which is the very important currency to rank up your guild. You can get 2000 favor a week. You will unlock more possibilities to do and stuff and get favor. But this favor is needed to purchase new stuff for the guild, but most importantly to unlock the guild hall. I will buy the guild hall as soon as we get enough favor, and then we can conquer it. But let's see. I don't know if this is bugged or if it's if I misunderstand something or if it's just taking time to complete. But it doesn't look good. Okay. Now it's stuck at 1 second. I don't know. Very interesting. Okay, it didn't do anything. I don't know. Weird. Very weird. Should have worked, I would say. Weird system. Let's go for some World vs. World. Maybe we just have to do the PvE mission. That's a really easy one. Just collect some stuff there. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, that's like a typical Guild Wars 2 system. It's a system that is not explained very well, and if you want to get the guild, if you want to do other stuff in Guild Wars 2, you just have to interact with the system at some point. But it's not explained there at all. So it's not very new player friendly. This system is not that hard right now. It's not like we really have big trouble getting something because we don't understand it for now. But it's not explained how you can do it. So it's really weird. Yeah. So let's see if we can get some nice one-on-ones going. Oh, there's someone. Maybe we can one-on-one here. Typically, if that's, yeah, it's probably a tanky Vindicator. We will not win a one-on-one against this. This will take forever. It's the sad part. One-on-one builds in World vs. World typically are not very, I don't know. Sometimes they just don't resolve one-on-ones because it takes too long. The meta is really weird currently. It's either really, really bursty or really, really tanky. There is no in between. And I think it's just not fun either way. Getting one shot by someone it doesn't feel great. But if the matchup takes forever to end, it's also not fun. So it's not a very nice state, in my opinion, when it comes to the balancing in World vs. World. People thought when Celestial was removed, that would solve all their problems, but in the end, it did not change how people enjoy the game mode when it comes to balancing. At least in my opinion. I think at least this change made it so that small scale roaming is more annoying than before, because now you have way more, I don't know, more tanky circs something going on. Yeah, I think if you come from a more alive game like World of Warcraft, then Guild Wars 2 balancing, especially in the competitive modes, feels currently quite hard to get into. I'm always saying that on stream, on my videos. I advocate really hard for a little bit slower paced gameplay, especially when it comes to competitive modes, so that new people understand why they died to something. If you get one shot by, for example, a Willbender in half a second, you will, the next time you encounter them, you will not... there is an enemy player here. I have to concentrate for a second. You will not be able to survive next time because you can't distinguish what happened, why you died to it. So it's really, it's just annoying that you can't see why you died. I think that's some really important thing that you have to learn as a new player to improve, to see what killed you. But if you die in a second, you can't, or even lower, you can't really make that. Yes, you can't really see what happened. And it will not change anytime soon because it's just how it is. So now we have a fair 1-on-1 without any weird. So I think we should win against the Willbender. Willbender doesn't have enough sustain to win against us. We will engage now. We will dodge, dodge, dodge. Oh, now there are 3-4 people. Now I think I should disengage here. Wow, they got me. Typical World vs. World experience. Hello, welcome, Sarah. I'm good. How are you? Do you have a nice weekend so far? Yes, you are completely right that at the end we all will die. But in my opinion, you should try to die slower than normal. You should not try to die very fast. I think that's always something that is quite important. So my take would be, I don't want a bunker meta in PvP in World vs. World. I want that the fights resolve at some point. But I want a meta that is not, let's say, directed by being one-shot or getting one-shot. I want a meta that is slow-paced, but not too slow. So that you have time to understand why you are dying, because you got hit by this attack consistently, because you get too many condis on you and you died to it after a minute. That is way better to get into as a new player than if you had a really slow meta where nothing dies, because then a new player doesn't like it either. So I think it has to be something like that, for sure. Yes, exactly like that. Yeah, sleeping is good. So maybe we can go for this one-on-one here. Looks like a good one-on-one for me. This guy's playing short bow. Short bow is always a easy weapon for me. I have so many reflex. Now I have the emob and probably the kill, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, I think the best way to survive in World vs. World is to run away. That is true. But in PvP, it's not about running away. It's about getting points. And if you can hold the node by running away, yes, you should do that. But most of the time it comes to fighting. And if you get one shot all the time, then you don't have any way to run away, because you will get one shot before you run away. So I think it's not something that you want to have in the meta. I think in World vs. World, you can come, if you survive a hit and you see it's too much damage, you can disengage. I think that makes sense. It's a good point that if you want to survive in World vs. World, oftentimes it's better to run away than just fight to the end. Yeah. But it's definitely, in the real world, it's definitely true. You don't want to fight. You just want to survive, then you should run away, for sure. Definitely get that. But in the video game, I would not agree all the time, for sure. No one is here anymore, sad. Yeah, if you have any questions as a new player, as a veteran, please let me know. Oh, we have a fight. Please. Yes. A Willbender. With Greatsword. That's probably winnable. Oh, it's 2 now. Maybe not winnable anymore. It's a Deadeye. Deadeye is really annoying because they can kite me permanently. Okay, we got the emob here. Oh, the guard emobbed me here, and so I almost died to it. I have to concentrate here for a bit, sorry. Okay. I got the guard, which is obviously a good thing. But now they have another... Yeah. Now it's getting tough, to be honest. 3 people. Yeah, the guards were also helping. That's not something nice. Maybe I can kill the Deadeye, maybe. But it's so much kiting, I think it's too hard for me to catch it. It's really annoying. Yeah. I got it. Very nice. Finally. Yeah, thieves in World vs. World are just annoying in that sense because they take forever to kill if they know what they are doing. They're just running away all the time. I don't know where the other 2 guys went. They just thought, okay, this guy is too much to take. We leave. I don't know. They would have killed me in the end, I think. If they consistently fight against me, they have too much damage. I can't survive that for long. Yeah, and the PvE guys here, the Raptors want to 1-on-1, but the enemy players don't. There's something severely wrong here. Yeah, Catalyst is really good right now. In all game modes, actually. It's a really good build. So if you're an Elementalist enjoyer, you're probably rejoicing. It's just such a well-rounded kit, especially with this trait here. And this trait, it's really good. Yeah, I don't know, but the humans always want to outnumber me in World vs. World. It's really sad. I mean, this fight was actually okay because I survived, but oftentimes I feel like if I get engaged by 3 people, they all play burst builds, I just die instantly. It doesn't matter which build I'm running. Yeah, I think World vs. World is that kind of open world PvP. You should not complain about it. It's about what the game is, the game mode. So if you want to have a fair fight, you have to either really go for honorable duels or go for just PvP and hope that the PvP fights are somewhat more honorable. But even there you can get outnumbered and it might not be a honorable 1-on-1. So it's just how it is. But I think World vs. World is in a interesting spot because you can actually win 1v2s, 1v3s like you saw it right now. It's actually doable just by playing better than the other guys and using your build to its fullest. Playing for gold, but not playing for honor. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if World vs. World is the game mode that gives you the most gold. I'm not so sure about that one. But it's definitely a fun game mode and you get some gold by playing it. So there's that. I play it a lot because I enjoy it. It's not about the gold that I get. But I might also be in a spot where I don't care about gold that much anymore. Maybe you do way more. But I think it's a fun game mode for sure. But especially if you go for big squad gameplay like contesting Stormless Castle and stuff, you get a lot. And I mean a lot of World vs. World rank, a lot of tickets, a lot of passive stuff that you can actually make use. I actually did not try For Honor. Is it a good game? Did you enjoy it, Filthy? So, you got the game. Your PC won't handle it. Okay, I mean, then it's probably quite good graphics then, I guess. I don't know much about this game, to be honest. I currently I'm not really looking for new games. I play a lot of other games as well, but I want to keep my currently a little bit more focused towards Guild Wars 2 because I have so much stuff that I want to talk about. Really, so it's mostly duels. It's interesting, actually. I'm not sure if I would enjoy it then, because in my mind it's not that I don't enjoy playing PvP games and duels and stuff, but like you can imagine, I did not win a monthly AT yet, and I would say if you don't do that, if you play so much PvP like I do, then you are not that competitively minded. Yeah, because I enjoy PvP, I have like having fun, but I'm not going for winning every single match. I don't want to try hard, really hard. I just want to have fun and play the game out, and that's would probably also be true for a game like For Honor. I'm not really into dueling and being the best on the planet, so maybe not for me. Yeah. Really interesting. So like an Elden Ring PvP game. Interesting. Looks interesting. I like the parrying and blocking mechanics. I think that's something that is really fun. I always like that when I see that in games, because that makes it the combat way more interactive. Would be cool if you had an attack like that for, like, say, Guild Wars 2, a little bit like a full counter for every class. Would be really cool. So we have a question from YouTube, how I have more FPS. So I currently have 160 FPS with this graphic settings, and you have to set the frame limiter to unlimited. If you want to set it to 60, you can do that with the bottleneck here, but you have to go for this. But of course, very good tip by Filthy Casual, it's always dependent on your PC. So if your PC can't handle this high settings, then your frame rate will be lower. If your PC can handle more, you can go higher. That makes sense. So if your system is good, Sarah, you can use settings like this and set it to unlimited, and you will get really high frame rates. If, for example, if I watch into something without any people in there, I get 250 frames. So it's really, really high. And the interesting part here is, if you want to maximize stuff, there are 2 points. First, you can maximize the in-game settings, and secondly, you can maximize your hardware settings. So like Filthy Casual pointed out, Guild Wars 2 is mostly bottlenecked by the CPU. Guild Wars 2 runs on a really old engine, and this engine is single core focused. This means it's mostly CPU heavy. The graphic card doesn't really matter. Of course, if you have a good one, that helps, but it's not crazy in the amount of frames you get. You get way more frames by having a really high-end CPU that is also really good in a single-core performance. If you have a really multi-core, really high-end CPU, it does not help that much. Of course it does, they try to improve it, but it's more single-core focused. So if you have a single core that is really good, that helps way more than having multiple ones. Really important. Yeah, then if it's never going above 60, then I will get to the next point that I want to make. So hardware is really important. Yes, I would say NVIDIA, I'm not sponsored here, but I think NVIDIA graphic cards are better here. Yeah, for sure. I have that same thing. And when it comes to in-game settings, that's what I want to talk next about. There are a lot of graphics settings that you could tune down to get more FPS out of the game, but it will look worse. Yeah, that's the downgrade. But, and that's the important part, there are two settings that are extremely high impact, not on the look, but more on the FPS side. So if you want to get more FPS, especially in World vs. World or open world, then set the character model limit to lowest. This will instantly increase your frames by quite a large number, because you will not render every single NPC, not every single even player anymore. That's really important. So I always set that to lowest when I'm in World vs. World Zerg fights, or if I'm just in PvE most of the time. That increases definitely really high amount of things. Shadows is also really important, or not really important, but can be important. So shadows and reflections, those are typically the things that you can turn down. But one thing that I also want to mention is effect LOD, limit detail of particle effects. You should tick that box when you are in open world, when there are many people around you, like in World vs. World. Then you should tick that box, not only to decrease the amount of strain on your hardware, but also on your eyes. So that would be my settings if I want to have more frames in an open world scenario. As soon as I'm in PvP, I swap that to this setting, because I want to see all my enemies, not only maybe the players, but also all their minions, and render them. So that's why I set it to medium. And I want to see every single attack that is casted, because there are not that many casted in PvP. And it's very important that you see every single one of them, because only then you can dodge them. If you can't see them, you can't dodge them. Or it's very hard to dodge them. So that's my tips. If that doesn't help, I'm sorry. I don't know what your PC, maybe you have something open in the background, or you are just in an area that has a lot of people, because that's also, I can show it to you. If I'm currently in World vs. World, 160 FPS with the settings. If I go to Mistlock Sanctuary, I get way more. So when I'm going to, for example, Mistlock Sanctuary, where there is actually not that much map to render, but a lot of people standing around, if I have that settings that I just showed you with the medium character model limit, I get way less frames. And my PC is, I would say, medium tier. It's not high end, but it's also not low end. So I'm getting 60 FPS now, because I render so many people. Maybe 70. So it's probably in the range of you. So Guild Wars 2 is just not made for being really high FPS when there are so many people around you. But if you set the thing to lowest, it definitely helps. So now we're at 70. If I increase it, I go to 90. So it's helping a lot when it comes to this. But I'm sorry, I'm not a Guild Wars 2 technician or something. I can't give you any more details what you should change, what might be the issue. I'm just a player, so I just give you my experience, my feedback. But a Guild Wars 2, like 50 Casual points out, is just not supposed to run, or not made for being run at 200 FPS with the highest settings, because no PC can handle that. It's just, at least when it comes to, what's it called? PvE with a lot of players around you, or World vs. World. Those two game modes are struggling the most. There are times where with the highest PC that you can buy, the highest tier PC you can buy right now, you will not go over 60 FPS in a buy. Yes, I tried my best, sorry. Yeah, and with that, I think I will end the stream for today. I hope you had fun. I at least did. And hope to see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice weekend. And yeah, see you around. Thanks for the follows and the sub. Thanks a lot for that. Be sure to check out my YouTube if you haven't already. I have some nice guides there. Thanks for the follow, Suspicious Ferret. and I hope to see you next. Have a nice weekend.